Unstoppable.
Welcome back to NFL This Week. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show coming up for you this week. I am Osi Umenyiora. This man here needs no introduction. That is Jason Bell. And Jay Bell, we are week 8 already, the business end of the season. They like to call this squeaky bum time, Jay Bell.
Ooh, that means you better tighten up.
Wentz on 4th down, protected to the back of the end zone. Pittman, touchdown. On 1st and goal, Wentz protected well, throwing to the end zone. Pittman, his 2nd touchdown. Ferks are in motion. Tannehill fakes the handoff. End zone, touchdown. Swaim. So Tennessee, after all that, get the football back. And a fresh set of downs from their own 42. Tannehill protected well this time and completes. A.J. Brown breaking free. Brown is in. Touchdown. Here's Michael Badgley again, their kicker. After the injury to Blankenship, Badgley on a 34-yarder, and it is good. Faced with a big 3rd and 4, down 3. Tannehill through his reads to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. 1st and goal. Beautiful fake. Doyle. Touchdown. 46-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold, and Bullock is perfect.
Don't put the ball in harm's way right here. Trying to utilize the 133 you have left with the 2 timeouts to get in field goal range and win the game.
Wentz faking the handoff. Boy, under pressure. Barely gets it out. It's intercepted. Disaster for Indianapolis. Elijah Molden. Little wildcat with Wentz splitting out, and they're in. Touchdown. It's Taylor. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Bullock is good. And the Tennessee Titans win it on the road here in Indianapolis.
The Tennessee Titans remind me of that friend who you can't take anywhere, Jay Bell. This guy just loves to fight. I mean, I love the way this football team plays. Such a scrappy football team. They say you will take on the identity of your head coach, and this team has taken on the identity of the flat-out gangster Mike Vrabel, Jay Bell.
I like that take. At first, I thought you were talking about me, but I realized quickly you were talking about the game. And this was going to be a street fight, right? It's a divisional matchup. But it felt like Derrick Henry was not invited to the brawl.
He was not invited to the brawl. He was injured a little bit early on. Tried to play through the pain, but he just was not himself. We don't know what's going to happen with him going on for the rest of the year, but we know he wasn't himself. Now, regardless of whether or not he was himself or not, the Indianapolis Colts were bringing that wood to him. They were putting the thunder on him, and they shut him down. But your main man, your homeboy, Mr. Finger Roll himself, Ryan Tannehill, carried this team on his back, Jay Bell.
Osi, he adapted, and it was a slow start. He kind of struggled at first, but he got the wheels turning, and it was because of his receiver, A.J. Brown. He knew he needed to get the ball to him. He had 10 catches for 155 yards, and the key was they had to get the play-action pass going, and they had to get those intermediate routes ticking, and that's what happened.
How did they get the play-action pass going, right? Because we all knew that Derrick Henry wasn't himself. We knew that the Indianapolis Colts weren't even respecting the run. So how was this play-action pass able to be so effective?
Even though Derrick Henry was hurt and he wasn't getting all those yards, you still have to respond to the threats. You know the run game. You have run fits. You got to come up there. You got to make sure if he does break through the line of scrimmage, you're there to make the tackles. That leaves voids in the pass coverage. Tannehill just needed to become accurate. He needed to weather the storm, and that's what he did. He showed that he could carry the team on his back when necessary.
I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that much longer, though. Ryan Tannehill always plays very, very well. But without Derrick Henry in that backfield, I don't know if he's going to be able to carry this team going forward. We do know who wasn't able to carry that team going forward at all, and that is your main man, Carson Wentz. I mean, what is going on with this guy? He seems to make some of the most ridiculous plays, especially when the clutch time comes. I do not understand what's going on with him, Jay Bell.
Osi, we talk about him before. We always think about him when he was almost going to win the MVP when he was in Philly, right? Almost doesn't count. And what happened was he folded. In the last 8 minutes of the game, he had 2 interceptions. Great quarterbacks don't do that. They know how to close games, but for some reason, Carson Wentz knows how to fold them and put them in his pocket.
Joe Burrow's Bengals at the New York Jets. What a horrible game this was for the Cincinnati Bengals.
They started off dancing, my brother.
Yes, they did, doing the gritty. Jamar Chase, bad news. But anyway, New York had other ideas. Twinkle Toes Ty Johnson is going to make it a 5-point game.
Nice. Bringing the pain down the sideline.
Ridiculous. Standing quarterback Mike White is going to do his job. Tyler Kroft collected as the Jets led.
Look at that pocket presence right there to find the open receiver in the end zone.
And you know things are going right for you when White is even going to catch the 2-point attempt.
Ooh, great play design. Great play design. He didn't even know he caught it. Look at that hypeness. They are cheering his name.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's how you feel?
The Cincinnati Bengals, or the Cincinnati Pretenders, went to
on.
the New York Jets and got punched in their mouth. J. Bell, your boys. What happened to your boys, Jason?
Now, Osi, there's no reason or excuse that I can give. But this team was worn down.
It's an excuse. You're making excuses.
Let me.
You're giving excuses, J.
They
Bell.
were worn down. They had the big divisional matchup versus Baltimore. They seemed like they didn't have any energy. They were mentally out of it. It's tough. No excuses. But I'm just saying, we know those divisional games take a lot out of you. And they're just not ready to turn the corner like the great teams are and bounce back and recover from games like that.
What I don't understand is how you just sat over there and said no excuses, and then you proceeded to give me 3 or 4 excuses. It doesn't make any sense. The Cincinnati Bengals, who I, Osi Umenyiora, told you were pretending a week ago. I just told you this was going to happen, and what happened, Jason Bell? Like the Nostradamus that you said you were, turns out that I'm him, actually. They just went out there and laid flat. This team has been pretending all season. They lived and died by the explosive plays. They weren't able to do that this week. What happened to Jamar Chase? Mr. Gritty. What happened to him? Got put on his back. Joe Mixon shut down. This team is not ready for the lights. They are not ready for prime time, Jason Bell, and it showed. You can never lose it to a team like the New York Jets, a 1-5 and 1-6 football team, if you're supposed to be the #1 seed in the AFC. It makes no sense. Make it make sense to me, J. Bell.
Oh, see, sometimes I feel like I need to take my medicine and I'm going to let you live. Because you're right. Great teams know how to come back from a game that takes a lot of energy. They didn't do that.
On 3rd down, Brady scans over the middle. Godwin pinballs in. Touchdown, Bucs. Quite a drive for the Saints, but they're looking at a 3rd and 7 here. Pressure coming. Winston floating. End zone for Smith. Perfectly thrown. Touchdown, Saints. Brian Johnson, an instant hero in the NFL. The game winner in his NFL debut last week. Pokes this one through. Play action. Arma in the flats. Has a touchdown. 4th down and goal. A flip to Kamara. He juggles it. He races for the corner and walks in. Here's Giovanni Bernard. He's in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. On 3rd and 3, they protect Brady. Scans the field and lets it fly. It's Evans. It's a touchdown. They settle for a field goal try from Brian Johnson, and he nails it. But it remains a 1-score game. Pressure coming here. Brady trying to beat it with blown coverage. It's a touchdown. First career score for Cyril Grayson. Johnson, who won the game last week, gives them the lead here. But 9 players within a few yards of the line of scrimmage here. On 2nd and 10, they bring it. It's picked up, giving Brady time, and he's intercepted. P.J. Williams still going all the way. He's in. Touchdown, New Orleans. And the New Orleans Saints, their 6th in a row in the regular season against Tampa Bay.
Man, Jason, I don't even know what to say anymore. The New Orleans Saints, once again, Tom Brady in their pocket. How does this team keep on doing this week in and week? Every time they play against this guy, he seems to struggle. I do not understand it, Jason.
You've been down there. You've lived it. The voodoo must be real when you play in that stadium because they always find a way to get after Tom Brady. His worst game of the season by far.
There is nothing like that stadium, Jason. You go in there, they start screaming, who that? Who that? Who that say they're going to beat them Saints? You can't hear, you are deaf, you feel like you're in the twilight zone. I went down there, every time I was with the Giants, got beat by 40-plus points. Never been anything in a situation quite like that, Jay.
Oh, man, but you know who the real star of this game was?
Tell me, Jay.
Head coach Sean Payton.
Was he on the field? Like, explain
he was in the field because he knew everything happening out there. Football is a people business, OC. You can only do what your players allow you to do, and good coaches know the skills of their individual players, and they make them successful on the field, and that's what happened. He had to play with a third-string quarterback, Trevor Siemian. Third stringer, and he had to make the game plan adjust to his skill set in the moment, OC, right then and there. This was Sean Payton's best coaching performance by far, maybe in his career, because this guy, what he was able to do is unbelievable, and this is exactly why he's been one of the top head coaches in the NFL for a very long time.
Well, we are going to see about that, Jason. Jameis Winston probably out for the whole season. Trevor Siemian, a journeyman quarterback. Taysom Hill dealing with concussions. We don't know who their quarterback is going to be going forward. We're going to see just what you said, if that man, Sean Payton, is the head coach that we all think he is. Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett's going to turn up as the Grim Reaper for the Steelers.
How do you know that's really him?
That's a great question, J. Bell. There was a trick, but there was no treat for their kicker, Chris Boswell. He took the, oh my goodness, he got pummeled.
He thought they were out here playing touch football, OC. You better be ready.
You better be prepared, and he was not. It's going to get worse for Pittsburgh when Browns' Dearness Johnson is going to score here in the third quarter.
That was an explosive play. Way he saw that hole and hit it, amazing.
Pittsburgh's going to strike back. Najee Harris jumping over. You like this kid, don't you?
I like him. He brings a lot of power to that offense.
And no kick on the field, and Big Ben had to go for it on 4th and goal. Pat Fryermuth somehow caught this bobbler to give the Steelers a big win.
That good fresh toe tap, man. I think Dan can pull that off too. Man, Mike Tomlin had that team focused. And that's because that's all he's ever done, OC. When the chips are on the table, that guy knows how to get the best out of his teams. What do we say? It's a business trip. This isn't for pleasure. This isn't for fun. This is for work. And that's how his team responded. That's how they looked. That's who Mike Tomlin is.
I don't know if you've seen the clip about when these guys were asking him about him maybe taking the USC, the college coaching, job, and the way he responded. He was like, you don't ask Bruce Arians. You don't ask all these other guys. This guy has been one of the best coaches in football, and you're talking to him about a college team? Get out of here with that nonsense, Jay Bell.
2nd and 11. Cousins, meanwhile, with that pump fake, fires a little wide open. Is stealing for the touchdown. 38-yard attempt. Zerline missed earlier from 43. But this one is good. 45-yard attempt. Greg Joseph to try to make it a 7-point game. And that kick is good. 3rd and 8. Fired over the middle. Caught on the run by Cedric Wilson. And Wilson inside the 10, all the way to the end zone. Second attempt for Joseph. He was good from 45. (13-10) Vikings on top. 39-yard field goal attempt by Zerline. Snap good. Hold good. So is the kick. 24-yard field goal for Greg Joseph to put the Vikings on top, which he does. You're down by 4. Field goal won't do you any good. 1st and goal to the end zone, and it is held for the touchdown. Cooper. Zerline. 4th down. Final play of the game, barring a defensive foul. And that will do it.
Wow.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper squared, got it done tonight.
Jason, you can always tell when a team is ready to be a contender. When a team is a legit football team, they always come up big in games that are supposed to be trap games. Games that people are saying, they might not win this game because of this and because of that. This team was missing their quarterback, their star quarterback, Dak Prescott, and they still found a way to get it done, Jason.
Man, I'm on the Cowboys hype train. And it's not just because they gave me my first job.
Okay.
It's because this team didn't listen and take any excuses. Everybody in the media was saying, hey, let your quarterback get healthy. You're going to win the division. You're going to be in the playoffs. They weren't hearing any of that, and they were led by their defense. We've been hearing Dan Quinn. He has changed the culture of what they're doing defensively. Micah Parsons, flat out balling, 11 tackles, a sack. He's out there making it happen. This team knew that they had to step up on defense to get their offense in a position because they were missing Dak Prescott. And then you had Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush out there balling, throwing to all his new receiver threats that he now has, which were CeeDee Lamb. You had Amari Cooper, and Elliott even came up with some big plays. This shows me a team that regardless of what's happening, they are ready to ball till they fall. And that's why I think they're the best team in the NFC. You see that? Fall, my brother.
Yeah, man. All these Coopers I'm hearing about, Cooper Rush, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper. If your name is Cooper, apparently you are balling in the NFL right now, but you must give credit where credit is due. This Dallas Cowboys team is playing complementary football right now. Offensively, they're playing well. Defensively, they're playing well. The offense isn't playing well. The defense is there to pick them up. And this is the main thing about a very, very good football team. I cannot wait to see what happens with them. Are they the best team in the NFC? Absolutely not. Why did you say they're the best team in the NFC? Who did they beat?
Because they won in prime time without their starting quarterback. The defense was balling. Imagine what happens when they get Dak Prescott back. They're going to be hard to beat. I don't think anybody in the NFC can beat them.
But who did they beat? You're talking about a team that beat the Minnesota Vikings led by Captain Sleepwalk, Kirk Cousins, who, yes, in prime time, he's a good quarterback, Jason. There's no doubt about that. But in primetime games, he sleepwalks through the entire game. And the Cowboys defeated that team, and now all of a sudden, they're the best team in the NFC. Make it make sense to me, Jason Bell.
3rd and goal from the 6. Mahomes waiting for something to open up. Finds some space and throwing on the run. It's caught. Jones wants to throw forward. Back of the end zone. It is caught. 3rd and 4. Jones got it. Touchdown. Giants. This from 34 to give Kansas City the lead. 4th and 15. Last call for the Giants. In all sorts of trouble. And he's down.
This is going to be a really bitter pill for Joe Judge and the New York Giants.
Teams need to check themselves, Jason. Some teams have already wrecked themselves, man.
Ooh, I like that. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, because I'm bad for your health. I come real stealth.
Them old school rap lyrics, man. I like that, though, Jason. But quite frankly, we enjoyed the NFL this week, all the games that happened. But some of these teams need to get themselves in gear. We cannot wait for the next week to come on. Good night.
NFL never disappoints.
A.J. Brown breaking free. Brown is in. Touchdown. End zone touchdown. Disaster for Indianapolis. Beautiful fake. Touchdown. To the end zone. It's caught. You like this?
I do.